Hello everybody, this is Fronito Bobbin here, and today I'm here to talk about the NASCAR Championship Weekend Races Review. Yes, I shall be reviewing all three races that happened in this championship weekend, starting with the Truck Series, and then going to Xfinity, and then Cup Series. So, yeah, how about we just jump straight into it, and I'll get into talking about the Truck Series race. So the Truck Series race, it's one of the only Truck Series races that I've watched this year, and to be honest, I don't really care too much about the Truck Series in NASCAR. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm sure the Truck Series has some great racing action and stuff in it, but I don't know. There's just nothing in me that says you must watch the truck races or else you will die and anything like that. Yeah, I was just being a bit dramatic there, but I think you got to get the whole point. But I did watch this race because it was the championship finale, and it was an interesting race. It was an interesting race to say the least. There were no big crashes, and the only cautions that happened during this race was the stakes caution. So overall, it was an all right race, I guess. It went by pretty quickly, and it was entertaining to say the least. No, I mean, it's not the greatest race of all time. In fact, well, it's all right, I guess. Nothing amazing in this race, but it's okay. And Christopher Bell wins the title. Yeah, Christopher Bell. Congratulations, Christopher Bell, for winning the title this year. You definitely deserve to be at JGR next year in Xfinity. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Christopher Bell can do in the 19 or the 20. Let's see, is Christopher Bell going to be in the 19 car or the 20 car at JGR next year? I'm not entirely sure, but whatever ride he's going to be in, I definitely look forward to seeing how well Christopher Bell will be able to do in the Xfinity Series at JGR next year, and who knows, maybe he'll be a Cup Series driver one day in the future. Although I question where is he going to land, because JGR is pretty much filled up. Well, I'll get to that later. Um, yeah, so that's Truck Series race. On to Xfinity. Now, Xfinity was more exciting here and there, and I kind of wish I'd paid more attention to the Xfinity race, because apparently there was a few battles between William Byron and Elliott Sadler during this race, and I kind of wish I'd paid more attention to this race, but I don't know. I might rewatch the last 25 laps of this race when eventually the race pops up on YouTube and stuff, just so I can get an idea of how exciting this race was. But apparently William Byron and oh wait, one thing I forgot to mention. Yeah, Chase Briscoe won the Truck Series race as well. He won the race. So good job to Chase Briscoe. Not a confirmed ride for Xfinity yet, but I'm hoping that. Well, actually, yeah, I just really remembered. Yeah, Brad Keselowski Racing will be shutting down after this year. Well, they have shut down, pretty much, so Brad Keselowski Racing will not be back next year. So, yeah, it looks like Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe will have to find a ride somewhere in the Truck Series or be lucky to go to Xfinity or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, anyways, back to Xfinity. It was an interesting race, to say the least. I was really hoping that William Byron would win this championship, and he did just that. Well done, William Byron, on your championship win. And I definitely do have good expectations for William Byron when he drives Jeff Gordon's car next year in the Cup Series as well. So, yeah, what else are Xfinity? Well, yeah, Elliott Sadler apparently got angry at the driver of the 18. I forget who his name was, but yep, Elliott Sadler angry at that guy, and stuff happened, I guess. So there's that. Not really much to talk about regards to this thing. What else happened? Oh yeah, Cole Custer won the race. Yeah, Cole Custer. Hopefully, he will be back at Stewart Haas next year in Xfinity and maybe win some more races. This is yes, it's like deja vu. Like both in trucks and Xfinity, you had a first-time winner and obviously a first-time champion. But that was obvious. But yeah, first-time winner and a champion, a new champion. Yeah, happened both times in trucks and Xfinity. But yeah, I definitely have high expectations for William Byron going into the future, or going into the 24 at Hendrick Motorsports next year, and same with pretty much everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, including Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, I'll probably talk about that more later. If I don't, then whatever. Yeah, that was Xfinity. There was a few interesting crashes, but nothing really major happened, I guess. But oh well, stuff happened. So that's Xfinity. Now on to the NASCAR Cup Series, the Monster Energy Cup Series. This race was easily the most important. My watch is beeping because it's the start of a new hour. It does that. I wish I could turn it off. I can't turn it off. I have the instructions over there. Anyways, so the Cup race. This was easily the most important race of the weekend, and one of the most, possibly the second most important race of the year. Obviously, the first being the Daytona 500, but this is the second most important race of the year because it is the championship finale, and of course, in the championship, well, well, let's just say that NASCAR wants to make this race important. Like, if the playoffs didn't exist, Truex would have clinched the title a long time ago, and this race here in Homestead wouldn't be so important. But it was still important because, well, four drivers could win the title, and it was as simple as highest finishing playoff contender wins the championship. And I was really hoping for Truex to win the championship, and thank goodness he did. I was so glad. I was like, is this real life right now? This is insane. Like, is this real life? I mean, Truex just won the championship. Yeah, Truex. Champion. Yes, people have been asking for this ever since 2016 when Truex blew his engine at Talladega. Yet Truex showed Brian France that not even a stupid concept of a playoff system can keep Truex from the title. So, well done, Truex. Kyle Busch came second in the title, so I guess there's that. Yeah, so, Truex champion. Like, other than the championness, there's not really much else to talk about regards to these races as a whole. I mean, I guess there was the event where Danica crashed, in her second to last ever NASCAR start. And it was Dale Jr.'s final race. At least Dale Jr. was able to finish this race in one piece. A few scuffs and scrapes here and there, but overall kept the car intact. And didn't crash in his last ever NASCAR start, or possibly racing start in general. No idea what Dale Jr. has planned for next. Who knows? Maybe he might run a few Xfinity races next year, or this will just be his last ever NASCAR race altogether. No more racing for Jr. As it is time to let a driver who is fresh from the crop into the car to, maybe be better than Junior in every single way. So there's that. And, it was announced this weekend by Danica that she would run the Daytona 500 and Indy 500 next year. I might give you my quick thoughts on that in a bit, but yeah, I want to do it now because there's really not much else to talk about regards to this race. I guess there was a bit of sausagery going on with some of the lower funded team drivers where they were causing things and problems and other things. So, I guess. But overall, it was a pretty good race. Obviously, the last 10 races, like there have been multiple, there was a couple occasions this season where my heart was beating so much, or actually it was 3 times, and it was all 3 times where Chase Elliott was in contention to win. There was Dover, Martinsville, and Phoenix. Those 3 races, my heart was beating fast because I really wanted Chase Elliott to win those races. But it was beating so much when Truex was coming to the closing laps. My heart hasn't really beaten that much this year to some, let's say, exciting event or anything like that. I did a few of those endurance races on Forza 6 and thingy over the summertime, and I wish I could still do those, but problems happen, I guess. But, yeah, man, Truex, champion. So, Truex is the champion. I'm glad Truex definitely deserved this championship. Pretty much after Texas when he finished second. I remember somebody made a tweet on Twitter saying, if we were running under the old points format system thingy with doing flip, Truex would have clinched the championship after Texas, but as you know, gotta cash in on that extra excitement, says Brian France and pretty much every other NASCAR official out there and stuff like that, Truex champion. So I guess now I can give a quick talk on Danica running the Daytona 500 and Indy 500 next year. I'll be interested to see where Danica will be in the 500 in the 2 events. I question, is Danica gonna be lucky enough to run at Roush Fenway with her boyfriend Stenhouse for the Daytona 500, or will Danica just wind up at Premium Motorsports and it'll be like Michael Waltrip's last ever NASCAR race all over again, except with Danica in the car? that'll be interesting to say the least. And yeah, but oh well. And the Indy 500, that'll be interesting as well. Some say that Danica could have a car from Chip Ganassi to run on the Indy 500 and stuff like that. So there is that. Other than that, not really much else to talk about regards to Danica's situation. Yeah, Danica, she had an interesting career to say the least. Like NASCAR, everyone was so excited about Danica coming into NASCAR. It's like, oh my goodness, we have a female driver into NASCAR. Where's all the money coming? And I think you know what happens after that. And Danica failed to live up to the hype, continuously coming in top 20th and top 30s in a car that Kevin Harvick took to nearly a championship. And I gotta give credit to Kevin Harvick. He tried to win this championship, but as I said at the beginning of this year, Stewart-Haas Racing moving from Chevy to Ford, I think, is still a bad idea. And Stewart-Haas is probably still going to be at Ford next year. So that prediction is pretty much incorrect. So yeah, honestly, plus okay, it's pretty much has been confirmed that Stewart-Haas will run with Ford next year because they revealed Eric Almirola's car for next year, and that was a Ford. And you know, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't build a car just to have it scrapped because they went back to Chevy and stuff like that. So yeah, Stewart-Haas Racing will indeed still be with Ford next year. If I continue to complain about this, don't be surprised. Yeah. So, and I think now the final thing to talk about is that it's the end of the season. However, this is not the final NASCAR related video that I will be uploading this season. No. I have a few ideas of what I want to do. Like, first off, there's the predictions results video. Like, you know, at the beginning of this year, I made a video talking about my predictions of 2017. And possibly a week from now, or maybe sometime this week or next week, I'm not entirely sure, I shall be doing a video talking about the results. What I got right, what I got wrong. Spoiler alert, I got mostly wrong. So, there's that, I guess. Yeah, this is pretty much spoiler ridden at this point. And, I'm also thinking about doing a video of, like, if I ran NASCAR, like, Fernando Bobbin, me. What if I ran the sport of NASCAR? What rules would I make? What would I do? I'm thinking about making a video about that as well. It might be an interestingly long one. And I'll also be, like, if something stupid or crazy happens during the off-season, then, like, if something happens during the off-season that is worth talking about in a video, I'll do a video on that as well, if it's worth talking about. If it's something small, like, oh, look at that, Casey Reyes came back to 13. Well, maybe I could do a little miniature video about that. I don't know, but if the subject is worth talking about, I will do a full-on video discussing it. If it's not, then maybe I'll just discuss it in maybe a one-off video or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I'll talk about for this video. 2017 is over. Now we get to wait till February until 2018 begins. We'll see what the off-season has to bring. It's going to be interesting, to say the least, what the off-season will have to bring. So there's that. Yeah. And I definitely look forward to the 2018 season of NASCAR. I mean, 2017 was a pretty good year for NASCAR, but 2018 is going to be even better. You know, we've got new drivers, new cars, new schedule, new track. It's basically the beginning of a brand new era for NASCAR, except for the fact that we have Monster Energy and stage racing still in place, although some say that they might be getting rid of the sausage laps things between each stage. I don't know what we'll see, but I definitely do look forward to 2018. Yeah. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's Fernando Bobbin, signing off. Goodbye.